What's up, guys?
Hey
It's
guys.
Mind Right. Back again. I'm gonna be reacting to Pretty Privilege video by content creator O Steph Co. Um, Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's get right into it.
Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. Today's video, I am going to be talking about a subject that enters my mind a lot, unfortunately. And I wanted to speak about it honestly somewhere because I feel like it's not popular to address it honestly. The subject that I'm talking about, if you saw the title of this video, is pretty privilege. And for anybody who doesn't know, the concept of pretty privilege is that you basically get treated better in life the more attractive you are. I think I've always been aware that.
Just before we start, what do you think about that? What do you believe in pretty privilege?
Yes, I do.
Okay, not a controversial thing.
No.
It's out there. I've always been aware that, people, specifically women, can use their looks as currency as they move through a patriarchal society. They can use it to get better mates. They can use it to get better jobs. They can use it to get jobs that regular looking females, regular looking women, I hate that I said females, who do I think I am? Regular looking women could never get, like being a hostess at an upscale club or, things of that nature. It didn't really bother me until I got a little older and I started to take stock of different things that I didn't have in my life, which I think we do all the time. People compare themselves to other people. It happens. And I started to just think about all the things in my life that probably would have been a little bit easier if I had some pretty privilege. So I want to make something clear before I go forward. I am not at all saying in this video that I find myself unattractive. I actually think of myself as a okay looking person, and I can really dial it up, when necessary. Here, by the way, is a picture of me celebrating my most recent birthday. But pretty privilege is not something that you yourself can decide that you have, if that makes sense. Like a lot of privileges, it's something that society just gives you based on what the systems of society already are, like before you even got there. So no matter how confident I might be, no matter how much I might spend on a certain type of wig or a certain makeup application style, I'm never going to have pretty privilege. And it does bother me, and I wanted to be honest about it. I think so.
Do you agree with that? Like, there's like a absolute cap where some people, it's like you can't do anything to put yourself in the category of having access to pretty privilege.
I mean, I think it depends. If you're talking about just like your facial aesthetic without surgery, I think it is, you look like how you look. Even with the makeup, like I think makeup is kind of it's like
An actual, it's a painting on your face, so you can quite literally look like someone else.
yeah, you can hit your makeup can enhance your features or it can make you look like a totally different person.
Yeah.
And then if you're enhancing your features, like I guess either way, whether you're enhancing your features or you're looking like a totally different person, I guess you could access pretty privilege in that way. But aside from how you look facially, I mean, there's lots of other things that you can do to improve yourself, like
Exercising,
like the way
taking care of your skin,
taking care of
your body. So you can, I feel like most people have like at least 2 points. If we're talking about like the ranking system, they have at least 1 point they can improve and get access to that if they make the right adjustments. Most people do, right? And so another question would be, where do you feel, well, not where do you feel, do you think you've had pretty privilege?
Yeah, I do believe I've
Experienced it?
yeah. And I wasn't even like pointing. I didn't even realize that until like maybe I was an adult, because I feel like I just kind of went through life being like, everybody's just nice to me. Everybody just does things for me. They're just nice. And then it wasn't until it was pointed out that no, not everybody is just nice.
Gets these experiences and these things handed to you.
Yeah, that's when it was like pretty privilege was like brought to my attention. Like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me an example of like experiencing pretty privilege?
I mean, my experience like in retail stores, when everyone is always so helpful and friendly, and I rarely have like a bad experience.
Right.
And then I'm always like, if I go someplace and someone else goes to that same place and they've had a bad experience, and I'm always confused, like, oh, how come when I go there everyone is so nice to me? Mm-hmm. And then that's probably an example. That's like a small example.
Yeah.
I feel like for men it relies more on
status.
No, charisma. Because if you're very handsome as a man, I feel like, but you don't have because you don't have an approachable appearance, maybe you have a harder time. But if you're even if you're an average looking man and you just come in with a lot more
confidence and just
charisma, I think you
get boost, you get points. But for the most part, if you don't, like, if you just look at a picture of a person and it's like all else being equal, like it does exist for men, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like for men there's a lot more factors at play, whereas for dudes it's like you have to be handsome, but you also have to present yourself in a way that's respectable and more masculine, and you have to pretty much be congruent on all aspects. But people give you more leeway. Like, in fact, like if you're a pretty chick and you have a stank attitude, some people might be like, "Oh, she being sassy." Like, they're into that, you know what I mean? Like, whereas if you're not a pretty chick and you just are being normal, people might read more into that. You get what I'm saying? They might have a more negative perspective about your behavior. They take a more negative light. Whereas it's like, okay, if you're attractive, you're sassy. If you're not attractive, you're just a bitch. You get what I'm saying? There's some degree of that.
To some degree, yeah. But I still kind of think that even if you're very pretty and you've got a bad attitude, I don't think it's you wouldn't have gotten as good of a response as had you come in with a more positive attitude.
That's true too. I agree. But yeah, let's get back into it.
Often, especially with Black women, we're told to just, keep your head up, sis. Don't drop your crown, sis. Oh, no, not you, sis. You strong. You beautiful.
Don't drop the crown.
But because of that, there's really no space sometimes just to say, ouch, like that hurts my feelings. It hurts that I'll never ... And especially for something as superficial as just the way that I look. So I wanted to take a moment in this video and talk about my experience in life, not having pretty privilege. And I really made this video for anybody that feels the same way. I know I'm not the only person. I've read articles online and I've seen comment sections where I know I'm not the only person. However, I know right now a lot of the videos on YouTube about pretty privilege are just people breaking down what it is. Or people saying, hey, you may not feel like you have pretty privilege, but you do. I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to be honest about my experiences. And yeah. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to pretty privilege is I want to talk about just the different things I noticed that really started to bother me that I'd never experienced just as a woman because I don't have pretty privilege. So I showed you guys that picture earlier of me on my birthday. And that picture is important to me because that picture kind of set off this whole idea of wanting to make this video. I never before really participated in any of these stereotypical rituals of going out and dressing up a certain way. And that's because I discovered at a really young age that when I'm at the club, I'm going to be paying for my own drinks. I was not the type of woman that...
There's a level of entitlement where you feel like how entitled are you that you feel you got to get your drinks paid for in order to go out and, like girls say, to have fun with their girls by themselves. Because girls will say, hey, we go out to have fun with my girls and just dance. But now she's saying, okay, going out is not so fun because I'm going to have to be paying for my own drinks, right? And I feel like that's how most women are, right? It's like there's a level of entitlement where they want to act like they're going out for themselves, but they're really going out for attention and validation and to be have guys flock on them.
I mean, to be fair, she didn't say she just going out to dance. She might very well be wanted to go out to get validation,
to get validated,
to get attention, and to find somebody or whatever, or to
Right.
have her drinks paid for. And then when she realized that that's not gonna be a norm, or I mean, I don't know. I feel like she could have just went out. Like, girl, just go. Like it. I feel like she.
Yeah.
But whatever. That's neither here nor there. I don't think she was saying that I don't think she was saying she wasn't going out for that. She's just saying that.
There's a level of entitlement there. There's a level of entitlement there. Let's be real. Like if a guy said, hey, I don't know, I just don't enjoy going out because I just don't have women give me their number. You'd be like, what? Like, why are you going out for women? That's what they tell you, right? Like, why don't you just go out and have fun? Why are you so obsessed with getting girls? That would be the thing, right?
I mean, that's kind of more of...
Or, wait, here's a better one. Because, right, what's the logical conclusion of that entitlement feeling, right? So imagine a guy told her, okay, you're entitled to drinks. Well, I don't like to go out and it's not fun because I get girls drinks and they don't give me a dance or their number or they don't give me something in return. That feels very entitled, right? There's a level of entitlement there.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say that. That's why I never used to like guys, because I was one of the girls that I like to go out and just dance and have fun with my friends. So I didn't like guys paying for my drinks because then they're right here next to you, and there was a sense of entitlement. Like, I bought this drink for you, you're mine for the next couple of songs.
Which is, it's wrong on both ends. Like, if you have entitlement on anyone, this is weird. It's like you shouldn't feel entitled to anything. If you bought someone a drink, you're making the assumption that she's gonna dance with you, and it's incorrect. You should just buy the drink and just hope that's it. If that's your in, to buy a drink so you can talk to her, that's actually a failed strategy. Like, just go and talk to her. If things are going good, then maybe you offer her a drink. But just to start off like, hey, let me buy you a drink, that just seems, it's so weird. I don't think I've ever done that. That's so weird. But I guess some dudes do it, and they create this entitlement from women, and it now becomes a competition between women. Like, who can get the most drinks? Who, right? And it's like, who can get the most likes, quote unquote? It's the same concept, you know?
I mean, I don't think it's some, and I feel like that's kind of the norm when you
that's
go out.
The social standard is that you got to buy drinks for women?
It's almost the social standard for a girl to, like, she
expects a drink?
Yeah, like, I don't feel like it's abnormal for a girl to, like, maybe only go out with enough money for cab fare or something, and then expect that the whole night she's gonna be
getting taken care of. Yeah.
Because I've definitely gone out with friends where that was the expectation from
that's
them.
a very hey man, I guess it's a strategy that's succeeding, but that's so strange to me. Like that seems like you're putting yourself in a very precarious situation, right? Like things could get very uncomfortable for you, and then you can't complain if people feel entitled to you as well, because dudes are also with the mentality, and you're fostering that. Okay, I know they're coming here expecting X, and I'm expecting X as well, or I'm expecting Y. So it's an entitlement. So you're fostering entitlement and then shaming those people for feeling entitled when you feel entitled, you know? Strange. But hey man, like I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon, I guess. But
girl, you should have just went out.
She should have just went out. But she's saying something I think is very real for most women.
Pre-game.
I think it's real for most women. Like, again, most people who go to clubs are going there for a specific intention, right? It's to meet people. And get validation. For men, it's meet people. For women, it's get validation, and maybe they put themselves out there and they get attention from a man who's of a higher status, and it's really just a competition. That's what I think clubbing and going out is. Like, it can be enjoyable if you're going out with friends and you're dancing and all that, but I don't think most people are going to club. Like, that environment is not even enjoyable. Like, you're in a packed room with a bunch of fucking people. It's so unenjoyable. It's like loud ass music you can barely fucking hear. Generally, the music is not the greatest. Bunch of sweaty motherfuckers all around you, and it's just a strange environment. And most people just go there because, at least most men are going to clubs to get women. That's what dudes are going to clubs for. And women know this, and they're going to clubs getting free attention. You know what I mean? Like, they love the attention. Everyone loves the attention, but it's just, that's what I think, man. That's what I think. You agree? You disagree?
I know, I agree, but I think it can be fun.
Yeah.
Like, I like the.
Oh yeah, it can be fun.
Yeah, like it can be fun. The loud music, it's a vibe. It's like a whole.
You're connecting with a bunch of different people, and you're dancing and
Yeah.
vibing with a bunch of people,
Yeah.
and you can. Yeah, it's fun. I've had good time at clubs, but generally, it's not a fun experience. Generally, it's a cesspool. It's a fucking cesspool.
When the lights come on. At
Oh
night,
man, the roaches. It's like roaches. It's like the lights come on, everybody's sweating. Like, you're just like, whoa, I was dancing with you, man. Like, look crazy. I actually like the light come on sequence.
I don't like that.
I like that the most because it's almost like you get to see, the reactions, and then like,
Yeah,
I'm like, I like
that's
to
funny.
watch.
It's like
And I like to, yeah.
around the club a whole bunch of like, oh.
Yeah, I love watching it. That's my favorite. That's actually one of my favorite parts is to watch the light come on sequence, the lights on sequence. It's a very funny sequence, but yeah, let's continue.
Men would fight over, that men would really even approach. So early in my life, I was like 22, 23, and for sure at 25, I decided I wasn't going to go out anymore. So all of my outings, all of my fun, like let's get together, all of those things happened at bars and pubs. A lot of the times,
Bars are good. I like bars. I prefer bars.
Really?
Yeah, because it's more, I guess as you age, it's just more of a relax, and you can talk to someone and you can dance, but it's not like a club where it's like it's all just like dancing and there's no conversations really happening, and if they are, it's like that meme where the dude is like screaming and you know what I mean. Whereas a bar, you can like actually meet someone and talk to them. I actually enjoy talking to someone rather than just like, when I was younger, yeah, it's fun to, you're dancing with random people, but I prefer to get to know or interact with a person, you know.
Places where I knew that nobody who I would be attracted to would be there. And I did that as a defense mechanism, right? I knew if I dress up and I go out to a certain place and I'm ignored, it's going to hurt my feelings. So I didn't want to do that.
I think she was saying she only went to like bars and pubs almost as a defense mechanism because she knew that she wasn't going to get...
her crowd wasn't there.
Right.
Yeah.
At the clubs.
People who she wasn't attracted to were there, and she like... Is that what she's saying?
Oh, no, I took it as... Oh, maybe that's what she meant. That's not how I initially took it. I took it as more of the club scene felt more of a rejection.
Yeah, whereas for her at a bar,
whereas at a bar, it's like there's no
pressure.
There's no pressure. There's less pressure. That's how I took it.
However, for this birthday, I decided, you know what? I've been watching YouTube tutorials for years. I'm going to lay a lace front wig. I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to get a dress off of Fashion Nova. Whatever you feel about Fashion Nova, trust me, I feel it too. I have thoughts. But outside of the clothing that they make that is meant to accentuate unrealistic body types, they have some beautiful and very well priced things as well. So I'll just say I'm not a huge fashion person. I don't have a lot of disposable income. I know there's places out there that I can shop at it, but for me, I went to them and I got this gorgeous dress. I'm going to show here. Loved it. It fit the theme of my party, which was mermaid, because I'm a Pisces. And yeah, I felt really pretty that night. And I remember walking into the restaurant just feeling like, and my friend even got me like a little crown. And I remember walking into the restaurant and just feeling like, okay, like if anybody is going to notice me, it's going to be tonight wearing this. I walked in and there was a group of guys sitting down at a table.
I think that's where she went wrong. She said, I mean, I understand it's your birthday and you're thinking like, damn, I look so fly today. But I think she set her expectation up too high, or she set her expectation in the wrong place. I feel like she'd have been happier if she was just like, I look pretty and I'm going to go out and have fun. Not, I look pretty and let's see how many people are going to look at me. And if no, because then
rather it being a test, it should have been more of a,
right.
Just go out and have fun.
Yeah, because I feel like it was kind of like a test. And then when the test failed, it's like she deflated her own ego, because I feel like maybe she shouldn't have went out with that attitude. And
yeah, it's the same thing, you know. I feel like sometimes if I go out with the attitude of, all right, this is what has to happen, rather than just, I just want to have fun and dance, you know, I just want to dance. Just do that, and you actually have fun when you're like, fuck it, man, I just want to go and have fun, and I'm not outcome oriented, I'm more just in the moment, you know. So
yeah, because I feel like had she done that, she would have had a different end result with her experience of her birthday, as opposed to coming away and feeling like it was almost like a validation of why she doesn't go out. Like, this is why I don't go to the club, because this is, like, I feel like she went out with the wrong attitude.
She had the wrong attitude. But I feel, to play devil's advocate, I do feel like that's going to be inevitable, right? If you feel like you look your best, you're going to be able to make judgments like, wow, even when I look my best, I didn't get anyone who hit on me. So, yeah. Let's continue.
All guys looked like they were single guys. You can never tell, but they were around my age, so mid-30s, early 30s. And I walked in, and not a single person turned around to make eye contact with me. Nobody budged. I was looking kind of...
That's ridiculous.
I feel like she was expecting this whole like movie scene where you walk in and everybody's like, "Who's that girl?
Look at her!"
What?
And then the spotlight goes on her.
Yes. Then the wind she just blows her hair or something. I feel like.
And then a dude runs by and gives her a drink. Like, here you go. Here's your drink. Like, just insane. Like movie type expectations. When it's like, what if they were in a conversation? What if their back was turned to you? What if
they were all happily married?
Yeah. What if they just didn't see you?
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot more going on, because people generally just look out of curiosity to see, all right, who's that person coming in? You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Around the restaurant, you know, like you feel really pretty. So you're kind of looking just to see if anybody's, you know, all eyes on me, you know, that kind of thing. And nobody's eyes were on me. Nobody cared. And so I immediately humbled myself, and I was like, okay, well, maybe people are just trying to eat. You know, maybe these guys, I think that they're single guys and they're around my age, but maybe actually they're dads who get this one night out a week and they have wives at home and they're just not worried about me like that. Okay, cool. I will take all of my expectations and push them down, right? My friend walks in a little bit later. She's definitely lighter skinned. She is half Creole, Haitian, half white. And I actually, when I first saw her, I didn't even know she identified in any way as black. Like there was no way for me to tell. I didn't see it at all. But she was like, oh yeah, I'm black. You know, she's of mixed race. And she dyes her hair blonde, or either it's naturally blonde. So it's tough to kind of be able to phenotypically say, oh, that's a black girl. Like she definitely is somebody who, I actually thought she was Hispanic. That's what I thought. And I know she's married to a Mexican man, but I thought she was Hispanic. She also has a decent sized chest, and she walked in and she had the girls out, and you know, just her natural face, and she had her hair up in this beautiful ponytail. All those men that I like 5 minutes before had been like, oh, they're busy, that's why they didn't look at me. They were like, all eyes were on her. Not even the dudes. There were people in booths.
That's
So
a
people,
good little
like,
sound
everybody
effect,
turned
right?
to look at this girl. And I said, there it is. There's pretty privilege. The ability to walk into a room and know you didn't waste one bit of makeup, one, hair roller, you didn't waste it. You're going to go out and people are going to notice. And she actually met her husband. I have a lot of friends who aren't married. And they, unlike me, they still think they're going to get married. No shade at all to them, but I know, like, the likelihood of me getting married is so low that I don't even ask. I used to ask people, well, how did you meet your...
She's giving trauma. Like, what? That's insane. There's so much unpacking that she needs to do. Like, I don't know where to start, but it's just there's clearly some self-esteem issues, and obviously that's what she's talking about here. But I feel like her self-esteem issues are probably much to blame for her lack of positive experiences with the other sex, right? Because it's like people can read that. People can sense that negative energy, and even if they can't, like, it bleeds into the way you behave and your expectations. Like, you probably look not pleasant, like there's so much probably going on with you, and it's this whole, you don't know you're gonna get married. Like, completely just don't work on yourself. Like, let's be real, like she could improve herself in a lot of ways, like, not being negative. I'm not going to sit here and criticize another person, but is she doing the most that she can do to improve herself, do you think, to get those outcomes that she wants? Or is she just sitting here expecting and being entitled? Like, I should get married, or I'm not going to get married because I'm just me and that's the way it is. It's like, have you tried to optimize for physical attraction? Have you gotten yourself in the best shape you can be? Have you done the work to make that claim? Because it's like, that's such a defeatist mindset.
I mean, to be fair, maybe she's had some I don't want to say traumas. Yeah, from, like, when she was younger, that kind of really beat down her self-esteem, that I would think that she should, that's where she should have focused some energy in rebuilding and improving, because
there's a critical lack of confidence or self-esteem, because even, like, I would say she's not she can find a guy.
Yeah.
She can find a guy.
Yeah.
But it seems like she either the guys who want her she doesn't want, or she's just adopted a defeatist attitude. Yeah. Where it's like, so you don't think you can, like, go to the gym and make yourself more attractive through improving your body? You don't think you could improve your personality? You don't think you could, like, there's so much you could do. And to just be like, that's like a guy who lives at home with his parents is being like, I just accepted I'm not going to get married. That's what it is. That's where I'm at. I'm not going to meet a woman. I'm not going to get married. That's just where. And then you'd be like, well, have you tried improving? Have you tried leaving your parents' home? Have you tried learning how to make money, acquiring skills? Have you tried improving your body? Like, there's so much you can do. And to just decide, I'm just not going to get married. It's such a weird, it's truly sad. If I'm being real, it's sad. It is sad, but very weird, man. Very weird.
Your husband I don't even ask anymore. I'm just like, oh, good for you. But they all asked her. They were like, how'd you meet your husband? And I think she was confused because she was like it's hard, And honestly, she met the dude just at a bar. He came up to talk to her, Of course he did, right? So when I experienced that event, I was like, wow, I'm still not good enough, even all dressed up like this. Then I went out to a lounge a little bit later, walked in. Nobody made eye contact with me. Men have always sort of regarded me as oh, she's there, and kept it moving. And it didn't change just because I had dressed myself up. I'd finally done
I think that's unfair. I feel
Hold
like
on. Let's see what she said. Let's
everything
let
a
her
girl
finish
is
her thought.
supposed to do, right?
There you go. Go.
no. I was saying that with her saying that, oh, that men probably just look at her like, oh, she's there. I'm like, because then I'm kind of thinking that makes me think the men you wanted to look at you were looking at you like, oh, she's just there, but that there were other men
Yeah.
who would have been, more than excited to get to know you, get your
Right.
number, but maybe you wasn't checking for them. So.
Exactly. Maybe the men that you want don't want you. Like that's just like let's just set it straight, man. Like if you're not getting the men that you want, the men that you want don't want you. So you have to do something to change that. And it seems like, again, why I stopped it is, I don't know if you noticed, she said, even after I did everything and I tried my hardest, I still wasn't good enough. And it's like, wait, so that's you trying your hardest? Like, you don't think, again, you could go to the gym and improve your body?
Well, she meant for the night, like how she got
No, she
dressed
didn't.
up.
Like no. She's on some like, I've tried my hardest and I still, people can't accept me, everything that I do. And it's like, no, you're not doing the things that men want you to do. Like, she's talking about superficial shit. And look,
I mean, well,
improving your body is
isn't
super, but it's no, I mean like superficial in terms of like things you just put on. Like, changing your body is not superficial. Look, it can sound superficial, but improving your body not only improves your mind, the way you present yourself to the world, it also improves the way you feel.
and it'll give you confidence.
It'll give you confidence. So it is superficial in terms of it just improves your looks, but I'm talking about superficial in terms of it's not surface level. What's surface level is wearing fucking clothes
And
putting on hair and putting on makeup. That's surface level. Improving your body is not a surface level change that you make to yourself. You get what I'm saying? It is superficial if we're being technical, that yes, it's based on looks, but it's not quite surface level. There's depth and layer to it.
And plus, there's a whole lot of other benefits
Layers.
that come
Exactly. So for her to say,
improving your
so,
physical.
exactly. So for her to sit here and say, "Oh, I've done it. I've tried my hardest." It just goes back to the thing where it's like, but are you doing the things that the men you want? Because if you're not, it doesn't matter. Like, you're complaining for something you're not even willing to change. Like, imagine I, as a man, said, the girls that I want, even when I try my hardest, they still don't want me. Yet I told you, I live at home with my parents. I work at McDonald's. I don't have any skills. And you go, well, what did you try? I shaved and I showered and I just wore clean clothes. You'd be like,
Bruh.
what? You get what I'm saying? There's a level of like, just, man, there's just like, this is so ridiculous. Because it's so clear from people, at least from me, watching it, and I can just be like, oh, this is why, especially as a man. Like, if I saw her the way she was looking on her birthday at a club or a bar, I would have probably at least turned around, like, just because out of interest, you want to process, like, who is that person? Just to be like, oh, wait, who is that? I don't know if I would have, like, felt the need to go and hit on her. But it's just very weird how she thinks she's trying her hardest. Like, it's like she really believes she's trying her hardest. And that's very sad. You get what I'm saying? That's very sad. And it shows it shows a critical lack of appreciation for what the people you're trying to attract, men, want. It shows a lack of appreciation for what men want. That's all it is, man. It's like, how do you? So the part where men tell you they want women who are in shape, just completely out the door, just completely like I just wore clothes. I just I just wore clothes. That's it. I put on hair. I put on my face. So yeah, I tried my hardest. Like crazy clown world.